And, well, do you like to hunt monsters?
I do, and I also like to sit on the ground. You took us out of the background. Monster Hunter. First of all, for all the people that are not in the know, what is Monster Hunter? Because you used to play that.
Yeah, it's a game where you basically run around and you kill monsters.
Aren't they like dinosaurs?
Yeah, and you can craft your own items and you can go camp in the wild. It's been around for a very long time. It's been on all the old PlayStations and stuff. And I used to play it a fair bit on my PSP when I was living in Shenzhen back in early sort of 2007, 2006 with my friends.
I literally, by the way, everyone, I keep saying literally because they're taking bets on how many times I say literally.
Right. Figuratively as well.
Figuratively.
Yeah.
I had it on 3DS. I thought it was really hard.
It is. It's not an easy game. But anyway, for some reason they decided to make a movie about it.
Poor choice.
Yeah, especially since it's kind of got...
Game movies usually suck.
It's got Mila Jovovich in it, I think.
She was in Resident Evil.
Which just shows you the level because she's in like 12 Resident Evil movies and they're terrible.
Gosh.
Anyway, so as per usual, these kind of movies these days are heavily marketed towards the Chinese audience.
What movie isn't?
Especially, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that the Monster Hunter franchise Tencent has a stake in it. Yeah. At least they license it for China.
So usually just to explain... China only gets a certain amount of foreign movies every year.
Yeah.
And if a Chinese company has some backing or they do enough puff pieces for China in said movie, so they have enough, they show TCL or they show Tencent or whatever, or they film some in China.
Milk or whatever that stuff is.
That poison all those kids.
Yeah.
If they do enough China stuff, then they get more access to the Chinese market because the problem is nobody in China is going to buy a movie. But they will pay for a ticket to go to the theater. You can't steal that, right?
Yeah.
So... it's a really big deal to get into Chinese theaters. It's a huge deal for Hollywood movies. Now, the problem is, recently, even ones that have been capitulating to China still haven't made past censors.
I know.
Which I love, because it's just, stop bending down to an authoritarian regime.
I mean, it's kind of bizarre. What was that, like, new King Kong reimagining movie?
Yeah.
What was it called? Skull Island or something?
Yeah, that's right.
I was watching it and I'm like, why is there a random Chinese actress in it that really doesn't speak many lines or can't, is not a very good actor. And obviously the reason they put that in there is to appeal to the Chinese market. Because it's completely out of, there wouldn't have been someone like that back in the 30s or 40s when it was set, etc. It just, whenever you see something that looks a little off in your Hollywood movies, like Chinese cities and product placement and random Chinese actors that don't seem to fit, now you know why.
Yeah.
It's just so that they can kind of coerce the Chinese market and kind of say, look, we're appealing to you here.
Sure. This is something we've covered in depth.
Yeah.
So if you're ever interested in it, search either of our channel names or ADVChina and search Hollywood, because we've talked about this a lot.
Yeah.
But it's shameful, and we thought that these companies would probably start learning that they have no loyalty in the Chinese market.
No.
But no, apparently not, because this is... would you judge this clip as the biggest, most ridiculous one thus far? For the outrage?
For the outrage, probably, yes. Because, let's set it up. We've got, I think it's an Australian guy.
No.
Yeah.
The other guy.
Yeah. We've got it's supposed to be like Australian soldiers in this truck or whatever. Mm-hmm. Of course, we all know that Australia is kind of in the bad books of China right now, which is probably why this blew up, okay?
Correct.
And then you have a Chinese actor.
Yeah. MC Jin. Well, he's American,
but he's ethnically Chinese.
He's Hong Kong American, and he is the one saying the thing in question, which doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
How this could be racist if he said it.
Yeah.
Anyway, and his explanation's great.
Let's look at the clip, and then we can all know what we're talking about here.
What? Look at my knees. What kind of knees are these? Chinese.
I like the question mark there.
So,
we had a dialogue between the Australian soldier and the ethnically Chinese MC Jin soldier.
Who even started that conversation? The ethnically Chinese guy started
Jin started it.
So he's like, look at these knees.
Yes.
Right?
He's making a joke.
What kind of knees? Look at my knees. Okay. Yeah. So the Chinese guy's saying, look at my knees. What kind of knees are these? The other guy's like, I don't know. What? And then he's like, Chinese.
Yeah.
It's like a kindergarten joke that you say on the playground.
So here's the issue.
Yeah.
No one in China would give a shit about this.
No.
No one would think this is racist. That word racism barely exists in China.
Exactly.
They do not care about this.
Yeah.
But when they found out, or whoever stoked the fire, that they could turn this into like us versus them thing, they did. So they launched on MCGen, they launched on the movie, and they actually got it. It's not going to be able to be filmed.
So now it's banned
in China.
So after all the capitulation, all of the nonsense that this film company went through to try and appease the Chinese market, they actually, because of this innocuous joke, which by the way, they've interviewed this MCGen guy, and he was proud of it. He was
I thought his explanation was great.
Yeah, he was like, "This is my chance to show that I'm proud to be a Chinese soldier. That I'm representing China. Look, I'm Chinese. My knees are Chinese. I'm Chinese." It was like it's a point of pride.
And he was genuine in his delivery.
Yeah, he was.
With that.
And unfortunately, because of all this ridiculous outrage mob and the nationalism and the anti-Australian sentiment in China right now, it's seen as racist. They've blocked it. They've completely banned the movie.
Things aren't banned in China for being racist, by the way. This is definitely politically motivated.
Absolutely, yeah.
We just thought it was interesting, and it's too bad. I felt bad for MC Jin, who's like literally has to watch China turn his back on and be like, "No, what you said is racist," when we know that they don't think that.
They actually just called him racist, basically.
Yeah,
even though he's Chinese.
Yeah,
making a joke about himself.
I don't get it. It's not even demeaning.
No, it's not. It's not at all. Anyway. It's like if I'm like, look at these knees. What kind of knees are those?
I mean, I get
cracker knees. I don't know. What can you say? It doesn't make any sense.
It stems from the whole Chinese, Japanese, dirty knees, look at these, or whatever, that old playground saying or whatever. But it doesn't really matter, does it? Like, it's not even what he said.
No, that's not. It's not that joke.
Check.
Yeah, it's safe.
And he's like, ha ha! Oh, smashes the check.
It's just such nonsense. Why did you show me this?
That's not a prank.
No.
You just slapped your wife.
Okay, that's pretty funny.
This guy's sleeping.
Temporary tattoo.
What's a temporary tattoo of a wound? He starts freaking out.
Okay. Yeah.
And he's like, what the?
Oh, that's gross.
I said it crosses the line.
When I close my eyes, I can almost see it. When I take a breath, you fill up my lungs. And if my mind